Good morning, respected judges and teachers. Today I, Jayant Dhaiya, a student of class 7th LD, studying in Venkateshwar International School, I'm going to show you around my game which I have made for the CBSE Toy Fair, Maths and Ladders. So to begin with, I'm going to give you a brief introduction to my game. So my game is actually a maths game, as you know, and it is a two-player game and only two players can play this game. So now let me just tell you what material do we have in this maths and ladders game. So the first thing is this maths and ladders board. The second are these dices, the two of these dices. The third are two of these characters. And the fourth one is the stack of these golden sum cards which have story sums written on their back. The fifth one is these chance cards which have the story sums written at the back as well. And the seventh one are these blank golden sum cards which do not have anything written on their back. And lastly, we have these chance cards which don't have anything written on the back. So this is all of the things you need to play maths and ladders. So now let's quickly get into how to play maths and ladders. Alright, so to begin with, I'm going to tell you where do both of these characters spawn on the starting of the game. So this actually spawned right over here outside the board. So now what will happen and how do you get to this board and how do you unlock stuff? So the thing is that Maths and Ladders has two dices, okay, and unlike other games like Ludo, Snakes and Ladders, etc., they throw both of the dice together. But in Maths and Ladders, what you do, you have to throw one dice at a time. For example, this, you read the number and then throw the second dice. So this is how you do it, and I'll be explaining this later in this video why I am actually asking you to do this thing. So now let's quickly begin. So for example, I am orange over here, this character, and I would like to come on the board. So I'll throw the first die, then we'll throw the second die. Now over here you can see I got 6 and 2, which adds up to 8. So the rule is that if you get 6, if you get two numbers which add up to 6, 5 or 10, you can unlock your character and you can go one step ahead over here on this first box over here. So let me repeat, if you get the dice, the two numbers on the dice, and you add up both of the numbers you get on the dice, and then they add up to either 5, 6 or 10, you will unlock your character and you will come to the first box on the Maths and Ladders game board. So now for example, just a second, yes. So for example, now you are over here and the second person also got something and he also came over here, or he's just over here. So what will happen in the next chance? Now as you would this board actually resembles the board of Snakes and Ladders, but there's a lot of changes. As you can see, I don't have numbers over here. Instead I have these signs of mathematical operations: plus, minus, divide and multiply. So you must be wondering what all does these operations mean. So let me just tell you over here, these numbers actually make a sense. So what will happen if you are over here on this this box which has the plus sign on it? So you will roll the first die, and you will roll the second die. So you got 4 and 3. So what you will do if you are on the plus, if you are in the plus box, you will add both the numbers. So you will get 4 plus 7, which adds up to 4 plus 3, which adds up to 7. So this is why this is how you do with these numbers, with these operations over here. So you will, as you know, you will move 7 steps ahead, 7 boxes ahead. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You come over here. Alright, so I'm not gonna just keep on playing, instead I need to explain. So for example, you land on, so let's move on. So for example, I land on this subtraction sign. So again, you will roll the die. You got 6 and you got 1. So let me just make it clear this time. In other games like Ludo and Snakes and Ladders, what happens is that if you get 6, you get a double chance. But it's not the case in Maths and Ladders. You got 6, that's 6, and you don't get any extra bonus chance. So now I'm coming back. I got 6 first, and then on the second time I rolled the die, I got 1. So that means 6 and 1. So what happens when I'm on minus? So what you will do in case where you get you come on minus and you get these numbers. So 6 minus 1. You will do 6 minus 1. Okay. So you got 6 firstly when you roll the dice. You know, the first dice you rolled, you got 6 on that, and the second dice you got 1. So the first number you get on the first dice you roll will always be further in that sum which you have to subtract, add, whatever you want to do. So that is that. Now let me just tell you what will happen. So if you get 6 first and 1 after, you get 6 minus 1, easy 5. But if you get 1 first, roll the dice first time, you get 1 and you get 6 the other time. So what will happen? You will get an answer in negative integers. So that will be minus 5. Now you must be wondering what will we do when we get minus 5. So in that case, you instead of moving steps further, if you get a positive integer, you're going to move your steps further, and if you get a negative integer, you're going to move your steps backwards. So for example, you get these numbers and you get minus 5. So you will have to move 5 boxes behind. So now I'm over here. I'm just straight away gonna go outside the board and start the game from scratch. So that is how. But if you are over here, for example, so you'll move 5 spaces back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to come over here. So that is how it works with subtraction. Now let's move on to the next operation, which will be multiplication. So for example, you land on multiplication. There's a multiplication over here. I'm just going to want a bigger one. There it is, multiplication. So now what you do in multiplication is easy. Roll the die 1 time, read the number the second time. So 6 into 4. Now 6 into 4 will give you 24. So that is how many steps you're going to go further. So multiplication is basically a pretty bonus thing because you get big numbers. And that is pretty impressive. So the biggest number, of course, you can get is 36, which is 6 into 6. So that is multiplication. The multiplication is very easy, but now comes division, which is the most difficult to understand. So now we have to concentrate on division. So for example, you learn division. Now what you will do? So in division, you will roll the first die, read the number very carefully. Second die, read the number very carefully. So over here, as you can see, you get 3 and you get 1 over here. Okay, so what you will do is you get 3 and 1. 3 first. So the rule of Maths and Ladders says that the number you got on the first die you roll will always be your dividend. Yes, let me just repeat it again. The rule of Maths and Ladders says that the other number you get on the first die you roll will always be your dividend, and the second number, of course, will be your divisor if you land on division. So you get 3 divided by 1. You are gonna divide both of these and then get the product, and then get the answer, which will be the quotient, and you're gonna move further as per the number you get. But division, sometimes it can be tricky. For example, you get 1 first and 3 after. So what you will do in this case, of course, you're gonna get your answer in points. But as per the rules of Maths and Ladders, what happens when you get your answer in points? So in that case, you're gonna stay right over there on your position, move nowhere, not backwards and not forward. You just want to stay over there and you'll do nothing in this chance and wait for your next chance. So if you get a points number, you have to stay there. I'm really sorry. That's how Maths and Ladders works. Next time you get a point, stay over there. So that is kind of bad, but that's how it works with the Maths and Ladders. So now moving on, what we'll do now is that we covered all of the operations over here, addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Now let's quickly do something else. Now you also see I have these colorful snakes and ladders over here. So this actually works like snakes and ladders only. Over here, you just go over here, you go did by a snake, you go bit by this big giant snake, and that's how it works. You can climb over here using the ladders. So this is pretty simple. Now let's move on. Now, as you know, I also have these chance cards over here, and these golden sum cards over here, which I told earlier in the video that these things have story sums written in the back. So now let's quickly explain these chance and golden sum cards. So what happens, with these chance cards? So as you can see, let me just shift these cards over here. So as you can see, these some boxes actually have these chance written over here. Chance. For example, they're spread all over through the map of mats and ladders. So now, what you will do when you land on a chance? For example, you land on chance. Now, in that case, what you will do? You will actually go get the stack of the chance cards over here. As you can see, you want to shuffle those things, and then you gotta pick up a card from chance, and you gotta read the sum. So for example, it's written each side of the square is 6 by 3 meters, find its perimeter and area. So you gotta solve this question, and if you get it right, that's okay, that's very nice. You gotta stay over there and wait for your next chance. But if you get the question right, you will have to miss 2 chances. Right? You heard it right. You will have to miss 2 chances if you get a question in chance wrong. So for example, I got the answer wrong. So what will happen is I'm just gonna stay over there. The other person is gonna move his chance, first chance, then the second chance, he's gonna move, and now you will move. Okay, so 2 chances you're gonna miss. If you get it right, you're gonna play in your next chance. But for the chance over here, you'll just remain on chance. So now you must be wondering that if you're on chance, you don't have any mathematical operation, so how will you move in your next chance if you get it right? So the thing is that there are mathematical operations over here. As you can see, they're kind of smaller. I'm just going to let this board just a second so that you get a better view of the numbers or the operations. Sorry. So as you can see over here, you have these mathematical operations over here on chance as well. So you can move accordingly if you get it wrong or right. So that is how it works with chance. Now chance also has a pretty interesting thing. Okay. So first of all, I'm just going to tell you, if you get a chance card, for example, you get this one, you will always have to keep that on the back of the bundle. Okay. On the back of the bundle, always. And if you get it yet again in your other chances, you are not going to solve a question more than one time in a game. So if you get the same question, you're going to get it on the back and then take another question. Just one question. If you get it wrong or right, it does not matter. But you can take, you can see one question, the same question only for one time in the whole game. Now, as you can see, these chance cards are kind of limited, okay? So yes, they are, because there's something this game has to offer. So as you can see, I even have these chance cards written over here, which are blank. Now, how do these work? Okay, so in these cards, these are actually your chance cards, and I call these your chance cards because you can write your own question over here for your opponent to solve. Okay, so you write a question, for example, like 6 plus 2. Okay, just over here, and you keep it on the back. So if your opponent gets this thing over here, he gets this, you call it chance card. So he will have to solve this question, and if he does not, he's gonna miss 2 chances. But the thing is, you cannot solve your own chance card, which you have made on your own. You cannot solve that thing. Okay, so if you get it, next chance card, I'm sorry, but you cannot solve it. Okay. So those are all of the rules with chance. Now, as I told you, I also have these golden sum cards over here. So now let's see what is golden sum. Alright. So golden sum is the sum which is on the 98th box of mats and ladders. As you can see, it's colored in bright yellow. The box is colored. So now let's explain golden sum. Alright, so golden sum also has these story sums over here, but this time the cards are long because the story sums are more lengthier and more tough to solve. So golden sum basically is a ticket to win, okay? Not a total ticket, but a partial ticket to win. Now, I'm saying that because the thing is that if you come over here on golden sum, what will happen? No, I'm just going to tell you that if you're suppose on this plus, okay, this plus, what you will do is that and you get suppose 3 and 2, and so you will just add 3 plus 2 quickly. Okay, so in that case, what you will do is that you're gonna come to the end. But if you are on golden sum, what you will do is that on golden sum you will pick up a card from the golden sum stack over here. Read the question. For example, this is a question. A man says, I'm thinking of a number. When I divide it by 3 and then add 5, answer is twice the number I thought. Find the number. Alright, so if you get it right, you're going to stay over here and wait for your next chance. In the next chance, you simply are going to move the thing, and if what you will get is in golden sum. If you just you just solve it right, so what you will do is you will separate the first die. You just need one die, just one die for this golden sum. Okay, so after you solve the golden sum correctly, just get rid of that first die and just what you do is roll the die and just wait for the number. Okay, so there it is, and there it is. Right, so if you get for example 1, what you will do? First, you're gonna get bitten by the giant anaconda snake and go down to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th box of the game of maths and ladders. But for example, you get it wrong. If you get it wrong, you don't have a choice. You're gonna get bit by the anaconda anyways, right? So if you get the question of golden sum right, so you have a chance to win. But if you get it wrong, you don't have a chance to win. You're gonna get bit by the anaconda and start from scratch. Alright, so that's golden sum. Now the thing is, again, as I told in chance, you cannot use one. If you have to shift the card you got to the back of the pile. But if you get it yet again, you will not use that card once again. You can see only one question one time in a game. Okay, if you get it again, next card, of course. So in golden sum also I have these blank cards, and as I told you in chance, it's the same thing. You can prepare golden sum cards for your opponents, write sums in it and keep it back, and if the opponent gets it, so he's going to answer it. If he does not answer it correctly, he's going to be beat by the big great anaconda, and if you get it right, he'll have a chance to win. Alright, so as in chance I told you as well, you cannot answer your own golden sum card which you have written on your own. So that is how it works with chance and golden sum things. So now this is how the game of maths and ladders works. So this game is going to benefit you in lots and lots of ways, because this thing is going to improve your story sums, your ability to think more, think of in different ways to figure out the answer in story sums, because I have really good and brainstorming questions which will make you brainstorm really high. And also this is going to give you a practice of addition, subtraction and multiplication as well, so you can get a little faster, a little quicker in all of these normal mathematical operations. So these are all of the benefits you get by playing this math game, which is super interesting, and you can play it with your friends, only one friend, sorry for that, but it's a very interesting game. It's going to help you in a lot of ways in your subject maths. So surely go with maths and ladders. So this is all about this tutorial of talking about maths and ladders and how to play it, the whole guide. So that's it. Thank you.